Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you my JFX Parabolic Forex strategy. It involves three indicators. My indicator, which is the JFX indicator, dynamic support and resistance indicator by Zen and the Art of Trading, and just the normal parabolic SAR indicator. So let's go ahead and go to our indicators and strategy search box and type in parabolic SAR. You will need to select this one here, and once you get that in, you will see it may not look like this at first, but you will see a whole bunch of dots above and under the price candles. So let's go ahead and change the settings a little bit. And what I did was I changed my color to maybe like a darker navy blue, and then I set the thickness up a little bit so I can see the dots a little bit better. It's up to you. This is personal preference. Right, and we just leave the inputs as default, so we hit OK. So now for the second indicator, you just type in Zen and the Art. Actually, no. Support. Okay, yeah, if you just type in DSR into indicators and strategy, you will come across this indicator right here, dynamic support and resistance by Zen and the Art of Trading. So go ahead and select that. And like I said, it may not look like this at the start, but we need to go ahead and change some settings for that. So we click on that. Make sure like the long-term EMA length is 200, DSR1 EMA length is 50, and the DSR EMA length is 20. And then for our styles, you can just pause the video and just copy the settings that I have here. Just note that I darken the plot to the max so that way I can see the lines a little bit better. Like I said, once again, it's just personal preference. Alright, so once you get all the settings correct or matched up like mine, you can just hit OK. And lastly, you need my JFX indicator. I will have a link in the description to send you to a destination if you want access to the JFX indicator, if you don't have it already. But I'm just go ahead and go through with this video here. And so I'm going to turn it on, and this is the settings that you need to have for this strategy. Signal strength of 95, a pivot 1 of 20, and a pivot 2 of 50. You just basically pivot 1 and pivot 2 are matching the dynamic support and resistance indicators. You don't really need show New York session or London session on. You do need to have pivot 1 and pivot 2 on, and the buy and sell labels on as well. So we click OK, and now you will see your chart look something like this. I'm looking at CAD JPY. So let's go ahead and get started with the strategy, right? So number one says we need to determine the overall trend. So basically the overall trend, we can use the 200 EMA from the dynamic support and resistance indicator, right? And basically the 200 EMA is this line right here. When we see this green line, as you can see, this shows that price is going in an overall uptrend, right? So let me go ahead and show you a downtrend situation. Actually, this pair has been going in an uptrend for the longest. Now, when it's going in a downtrend, you'll see that the color of the EMA is a red, a dark red, and then you also see that price is underneath this EMA line. You see that price is above this EMA line, and it's showing that it's in the uptrend. Uptrend. This is an uptrend. This is a downtrend. Okay? Hopefully you understand it. It's very simple enough. So let's go back to this little example right here. Now you will come across, before I even get to number 2, you will come across situations where price is consolidating which means that price is moving sideways, and you see like these little gaps in between the EMA showing consolidation. I recommend that you not trade during a consolidation because you never know that price may reverse on you. So you have to be careful. But if you do decide that you want to get into a consolidation and you feel that price is going to eventually move the way that you want to, I would recommend that you half up your risk. Like, don't risk too much if you decide to get inside of a consolidation and you know that price once again is going in the direction that you think is going to go. So like I said, I wouldn't hop into these until later. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Like I said, it's risky. So like I said, just make sure that you manage your risk. All right. So let's go ahead and remove this drawing here. So let's go to number 2. Number 1 says determine the overall trend. So this is the overall trend, as you can see here in this example. It's an uptrend, right? And then number 2, we want to wait for a buy or sell signal from our JFX indicator. So in this situation, let me use the replay tool. You see that we have this buy signal from our JFX indicator, right? So does that mean that I need to go ahead and hop in? No, it does not. Not just yet. We got to get some more confluences first before we hop into a trade. But we do have our buy bias. So we passed number 2, right? So number 3, we want to monitor the parabola dots. If the dots is above the price, then it's a sell bias. If the dots is below the price, then it's a buy bias. As you can see in this situation, you see the parabolic dot right here. It's right under this candle, which gives a buy bias. It doesn't necessarily mean that we need to get into the trade just yet. We need to wait for more confluences. But we do have this buy bias right here with the parabolic dots, and then we have this buy signal, which give us the second buy bias, right? Number 4 says enter when price has crossed above the 2 pivots and the EMA, or below 2 pivots and the EMA if it's a sell signal. So in this situation for the buy, price did close above these 2 pivots on our JFX indicator here. However, we don't see the EMA just yet. So you can do either one or two things. One is you can go ahead and take this trade if you want to. But like I said, I will take a lower risk, or should I say a lower lot size, because like I said, price can maybe reverse on you. But in my situation here, I will go ahead and wait. So let's go ahead and go forward, forward, forward. There. As you can see here, we see our EMA line right here, which gives us better confirmation that this is for sure a buy setup, or should I say a long setup. So after this candle right here, I will go ahead and take this long. Now, number 5 says use a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. So for my stop loss, I will put it under this parabolic dot right here. As you can see, let me go ahead and zoom in for you a little bit under this dot right here. That would be my stop loss, which would be like, I'll say 34 pips. And now I will drag this up until I get about 1.5. There we go. So that's around about 51 pips here. Well, like I said, if you're too nervous with the trade, you can also target a 1-to-1. A 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But me, I like to be a little bit more riskier in my trade. So 1.5 is good enough for me. That's good enough. So, all right, let's go ahead and continue. And as you can see here, price did eventually hit our full TP. Simple enough, right? Now, the good thing about this strategy, it works on any time frame, any pair. I will make another video for a scalping strategy on the indices, but this strategy is more towards Forex. So let's do another example here. Let me end this replay. All right, so reset. All right, so let's find a sell setup. All right, this is perfect right here. All right, so number one, we want to determine the overall trend. You can see that we have our EMA line right here, our 200 EMA, and it's showing red. So that's give us a sell bias. So number two says wait for a buy or sell signal. We have our sell signal right here, right? So we already have two sell confluences. Price is under this EMA, and it's red. And then we have our sell bias from our JFX indicator, right? So number three, monitor the Parabolic dots. If the price is above, if the dots is above the price, then it's a sell bias. So we have the dots above the price. So this is our third confluence showing that this is a sell signal. Or should I say a sell bias, right? So let's go to number four. It says enter when the price is crossed above the two pivots and the EMA if it's a buy signal, or below two pivots and the EMA for a sell signal. So as you can see with this candle here, price did close below these two pivots right here. And once again, these pivots are the lines that you see right here. Like if we turn off this fill, let's turn off the fills right here. These are the pivot lines I'm talking about. The pivot lines are from my JFX indicator, as you can see here. That's what I mean by that. And once we add the fill, that gives you even more confluence that it's a sell. So once again, it says enter when price has crossed below the two pivots and the EMA. So in this situation, even though we can't see this EMA in between, which shows a little bit of consolidation, you still can potentially enter this trade. Just make sure you manage your risk. So let's go for a short. We enter at this next candle here. We will put our stop loss slightly above this parabolic dot, right? That's right here. As you can see, I'll show you the parabolic dot right here. That's the parabolic dot right here. Just put it slightly above it. And go for maybe like 21 pips. And so number 5 says we want to target a 1 to 1.5 risk reward ratio. So okay. So let me go and use that replay tool real quick, so you can see. Sell signal, confirmation. We have the parabolic dots above the price, which shows another sell. Confirmation. Our stop loss a little bit above the parabolic dots. We hop into the trade right here at this next candle. Also, just make sure when you do this strategy, make sure candles close before you get into a trade. Do not enter a trade if it shows you a sell signal while the candle is still active. Make sure it closes first. So, as you can see here, price pulled back a little bit, and then it went all the way down to hit our full TP. Very, very easy. Like I said, with this strategy, you want to make sure that that you follow all the rules. This strategy works best when price is trending. It does not work great when you have a huge consolidation. So don't even try to use this strategy during those times. And you always want to use pretty good, well, you should use pairs that trends a lot. And from as of lately, like I said, CAD JPY has been trending pretty well as of lately. It's been going. If you look at the 4-hour, CAD JPY has been in just a gradual uptrend ever since February 1st, and today is May 9th. So CAD JPY is a good pair to use. GBP JPY is also good. And like I said before, you can use this strategy on any time frame. I prefer the 1 hour because I like intraday trades. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave some comments. But other than that, have a great one.